headquarters in New York. This is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We do begin tonight with the alarming moments, the toxic emergency that unfolded in Weatherford, Oklahoma. This is about 70 miles outside Oklahoma City. At least 36 people rushed to the hospital tonight, at least 11 of them in critical condition. Hundreds more were evacuated. The alarming scene overnight, the thick cloud of ammonia gas blanketing the area. Authorities say a tanker truck began leaking ammonia in a hotel parking lot. The truck carrying 25,000 pounds of ammonia. Authorities investigating the cause of the leak. Residents told to shelter in place. Officials now monitoring air quality, and many of these patients, as I said, remain in critical condition at this hour. Trevor Ault leading us off with the images tonight.
Tonight, west of Oklahoma City, at least 11 people in critical condition. Dozens more sickened after a tanker truck leaked poisonous gas in a hotel parking lot.
We just have a huge cloud of gas coming out the west side of the Holiday Inn is all we can see.
Officials say that white cloud engulfing the cars is anhydrous ammonia gas spreading through the parking lot behind the Holiday Inn Express late Wednesday night in Weatherford, Oklahoma.
We went back to run out to go, and I see like an old lady coughing, and everybody's coughing around us. And I see the fireman coughing and on his knees, and we couldn't breathe. We couldn't breathe. Like I thought I'm dying. I thought I'm going to quit running and just collapse on the floor.
At least 36 people rushed to the hospital.
There were some serious injuries, and those were meta-flighted to Oklahoma City, and those were the life-threatening.
Joan Escobar says he was treated at the scene.
My throat was getting really swollen up. I held so much of that gas, you know. Yeah. It was crazy, man. Yeah. Never experienced nothing like that. Yeah. Don't want to experience it again.
Police going door to door, evacuating nearly 1,000 residents, hotel guests, and at least 2 nursing homes in the area, sending them to a nearby college sports arena. Another 600 people ordered to shelter in place.
And David, that shelter in place order has since been lifted, but more than 70 people needed treatment, and tonight several of them are still in life-threatening condition. David.
All right, Trevor Ault leading us off here tonight. Trevor, thank you. Also breaking late today, the urgent search at this hour now after news a beloved football coach and athletic director was shot right near the football field at Laney College in Oakland, California. You'll see the images tonight here of the students sheltering in place, and we have news tonight on that coach and his condition. ABC's Matt Gutman with late reporting now.
Tonight, an urgent manhunt for a man believed to have opened fire on a college campus in Oakland, California. Sources telling our ABC station KGO, beloved Laney College athletic director and football coach John Beam was shot and wounded. It happened near the school's football field this afternoon, putting the campus on lockdown. This video on the Citizen app showing these students taking shelter in a lecture hall.
We're currently asking the public's help in locating a suspect, a potential suspect in this case. It's a male unknown race, wearing all dark clothing and a black hoodie that fled the scene.
Beam, a football legend in the Bay Area for more than 40 years.
The Laney College Eagles are the 2018 state champions.
Laney football's success under Coach Beam is hard to ignore. The team featured on the Netflix series Last Chance U.
I get paid to do what I love. I mean, it's just phenomenal. I'm just so lucky.
David, law enforcement sources tell me that Coach John Beam is in critical condition at an area hospital. He was a football coach at the college and high school level for 45 years in the Bay Area, and law enforcement is asking anyone with information to come forward. David.
Matt Gutman tonight. Matt, thank you. Now to the growing pressure involving the Jeffrey Epstein files. President Trump was pressed today after all of these emails have now been made public, some of them referencing Trump himself. The president was asked why he won't ask the FBI now to make the Epstein files public, after the president suggested he would do so during the campaign. Tonight, more of these emails now coming to light, Epstein calling Trump, quote, dangerous, and what else the convicted sex offender said about Donald Trump. And now this vote coming in the House on whether to release the Epstein files. Mary Bruce at the White House.
Tonight, President Trump refusing to answer why he won't let the FBI release the Jeffrey Epstein files, even as just revealed messages written by the sex offender raise new questions about their friendship and whether Trump was aware of Epstein's crimes.
Mr. President, why won't you order the FBI to release the Epstein files?
Epstein's messages, part of a trove of thousands of documents from his estate, now made public by the House Oversight Committee. Trump's name coming up again and again. In a 2017 email to former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers, Epstein writing, "I have met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body. So yes, dangerous." In a 2018 text to an unidentified person, Epstein writes, "I am the one who can take him down." Trump and Epstein were friends for more than a decade.
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
After Trump launched his presidential campaign in 2015, Epstein told at least one reporter he had dirt to share, suggesting, quote, "Ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool, and he was so focused he walked straight into the door." Epstein then asking, "Would you like photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen?" Trump, who has denied any wrongdoing, says he broke off the friendship when he learned Epstein and his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell were luring away women and teenage girls who worked at Mar-a-Lago.
He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again, and I threw him out of the place, persona non grata.
In a 2019 email to author Michael Wolff, Epstein writes, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member, ever. Of course, he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop." In an email to Maxwell, Epstein seems to imply Trump had information he never revealed, writing, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump." The White House insists the emails prove the president did nothing wrong. Democrats don't see it that way.
The emails that were released today, again, just raise so many more questions.
Now 218 lawmakers, including 4 Republicans, have signed a petition that will force a full House vote to demand the release of the Epstein files.
We're going to put that on the floor for a full vote next week as soon as we get back.
During the campaign, Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance promised their supporters they would release the full Epstein files. Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel did too. But now, a different story. The White House fighting hard to block the full House vote. At the 11th hour, even summoning Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert to the Situation Room, where sources say Bondi and Patel tried to convince her to change her mind on the petition. But she did not.
And the House is expected to vote on that measure next week, and we could see something we don't often see. We expect dozens of Republicans to break with the president and demand the Epstein files be released, something many Republican voters have wanted for a very long time. David.
Mary Bruce live at the White House tonight. Mary, thank you. This evening, the shutdown, 43 days, the longest ever. It's now over. The federal government open tonight. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers now back on the job. The Homeland Security Secretary today handing out $10,000 bonuses to TSA agents in Houston. Tonight, the question, will all TSA agents get that bonus check? And flights in this country, another 1,000 flights still canceled today. The question tonight, how long will it take to get back to normal? And so here's Rachel Scott now.
Tonight, after 43 days of the longest shutdown in U.S. history, the government officially reopened. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers back on the job.
Happy to be back.
A check and say thank you.
Today in Houston, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem handing out $10,000 bonuses to TSA agents, who she says went above and beyond working through the shutdown without pay.
They're going to get a bonus check for stepping up, taking on extra shifts, for showing up each and every day.
It's not clear how many will get a bonus, but Noem says they are evaluating every individual at TSA that did exceptional service during the shutdown. Just days ago, the president said air traffic controllers who took no time off should get a $10,000 bonus too. Air traffic controllers also worked more than a month without pay. Some had to pick up second jobs. But the president threatened to dock those who didn't show up to work, warning on social media they should leave the profession with no payment or severance of any kind. The impact of the shutdown so dire, food banks were popping up at airports.
Thank you.
Some TSA workers, like Maggie Sabantino,
said the fridge is pretty much empty.
A mother of 2 in Philadelphia, told us she couldn't afford to go to work.
When I call out, I tell them the truth. Can't afford childcare.
Tonight, Maggie is back on the job. But the shockwaves from this shutdown will take days to settle. 1,000 flights canceled today, more than 11,000 in the last week.
David, federal food assistance for millions of Americans impacted by the shutdown rolling out. Meanwhile, here at the airport, the FAA still cutting flights by 6%. Those delays and cancellations expected to last a few more days. David.
Rachel Scott back with us tonight. Thank you, Rachel. We move on now to the alarming moments for Ariana Grande during a movie premiere. A man leaping over a barricade, rushing at her. Co-star Cynthia Erivo jumping in to protect her. And it comes not long after that alarming moment with singer Billie Eilish. Here's Morgan Norwood tonight.
Tonight, the heart-racing moment a man charged at singer Ariana Grande during her Wicked for Good movie premiere in Singapore. Watch as the man leaps over a barricade, throwing his arms around the singer. Her co-star Cynthia Erivo immediately pushing him off. Grande visibly shaken, comforted by her co-stars. The man appearing to be social media personality Johnson Wynn, known as a serial stage invader. Wynn later posting to Instagram, "I'm free after being arrested." Just months ago, he was seen approaching Katy Perry during her concert in Sydney. This is just the latest in a wave of dangerous and alarming incidents involving performers. Last month, Billie Eilish grabbed by a concert goer during her show in Miami. That fan immediately ejected. And David, no comment from Ariana Grande tonight, but certainly incidents like these sparking new concerns about celebrity safety. David?
Yeah, really unsettling, Morgan. Thanks. Tonight, the Major League Baseball scandal. The all-star pitcher arrested and arraigned here in New York today, accused of pitching into the dirt on purpose to help gamblers with their bets. Here's our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky.
Mr. Clase, anything to say? Tonight, one of the best relievers in baseball, Emmanuel Clase, walking out of court, released on a $600,000 bond after pleading not guilty to charges he conspired with sports bettors to throw pitches into the dirt on purpose. Authorities accuse Clase and his Cleveland Guardians teammate Luis Ortiz of accepting bribes and kickbacks to help gamblers win big bets on rigged pitches like this one.
Throw it over the plate and the first one bounces in the grass.
Ortiz also pleaded not guilty and was released on a $500,000 bond. The judge today barring Clase from gambling and ordering his whereabouts monitored, noting Clase has ample means to flee after signing a 5-year, $20 million contract. Clase allegedly texting during games to coordinate with gamblers. In one instance, authorities say bettors won $15,000 during an April game against the Royals by placing multiple bets that a pitch thrown by Clase would be a ball and would be slower than 98 miles per hour. The pitch ended up in the grass, well short of the plate. Clase and Ortiz may face decades in prison and bans from the game if convicted, David. And Major League Baseball has already capped bets on balls and strikes at $200, hoping to address what the commissioner calls integrity concerns. David?
Aaron Katursky tonight. Thanks, Aaron. Tonight, Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman was rushed to the hospital after a fall near his home. A spokesperson tonight says he felt lightheaded during a morning walk. He suffered minor injuries to his face. Fetterman suffers from abnormal heart rhythms. He had a stroke during the 2022 campaign. They say he decided to stay in the hospital to adjust to his medication. Tonight, the Dow suffering its worst day in a month, losing nearly 800 points, closing at 47,452. Investors now awaiting the backlog of government data from the shutdown on jobs and whether that affects potential interest rates. It's still unclear if and when we'll get those numbers. When we come back here tonight, we pay tribute to a longtime member of our own ABC News family. Also, the largest male great white shark ever tagged off the Northeast tonight, where he was spotted. The massive house explosion rocking a neighborhood, leveling a home tonight. There's a dramatic rescue, a man dangling hundreds of feet up. Look at this. The side of a cliff, his parachute strings, all that kept him alive for several hours. And the wave of artificial intelligence, you don't need us to tell you about it. Look at this, the debut of a humanoid robot falling flat on its face in a moment here. Tonight, a massive home explosion rocking a neighborhood on Detroit's west side. The entire house leveled, debris spreading through the neighborhood. No one was hurt, no word on a cause. The dramatic rescue in Moab, Utah, a man dangling hundreds of feet up, his parachute strings keeping him alive for hours there, dangling. A helicopter then airlifting him to safety. When we come back here tonight, we remember a longtime member of our own ABC News family. To the index, the largest male great white shark ever tagged in the North Atlantic, spotted off the Jersey Shore, weighing 1,600 pounds, nearly 14 feet long. Researchers say the great white, named Contender, regularly moves between Florida and Canada. From Moscow tonight, the debut of Russia's first AI-powered humanoid robot falling on its face. The robot appearing to raise its right hand to wave to the audience when it falls, landing on its face there. Tonight, developers blaming a voltage fluctuation. We do have a personal note here at ABC News tonight. Tributes this evening for a longtime member of our own family. Award-winning ABC News correspondent Jim Avila has died. ABC News President Almin Kermik-Medovic calling Jim a gifted journalist and a generous colleague, and that is so true. He covered the major stories of the last 3 decades, from 9/11 to the wars in Iraq. He broke the story in 2015 that the U.S. had reopened diplomatic relations with Cuba. Avila won several Emmys and Edward R. Murrow Awards. Jim Avila was 70. When we come back here tonight, what happened when they placed a microphone in the hallway and asked, "Has anything good happened today?" You have to see this.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir. Sponsored by Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Finally tonight here, the microphone and the messages. Tonight in Monroe, Ohio, south of Dayton, the students at Monroe Junior and Senior High School and the remarkable moments playing out in the hallways. The school placing a microphone in the middle of the hallway between classes, inviting students to step up and say something good that happened to them that day. The answers were simple, they were profound, and they were moving. Some of them, the little things, like not hitting the snooze alarm today.
I woke up at the good time today for school, so I didn't miss the bus.
There was acing the test.
I got 100% on my German test today.
Thank you. I checked my grades and I had all A's.
After school sports and actually making the team.
I made the basketball team.
And I finished my soccer season with a win.
I found out one of my new passions, and it's wrestling. Go wrestling.
Not forgotten, the teachers and their impact.
Ms. Gates, she complimented my artwork.
The friendships.
There was a new girl at school today, and I think I made a new friend, so yeah.
Many of us can relate, getting rid of the braces.
I got my braces off recently.
And there was the other moment, she said yes.
I finally got a girlfriend.
And right here tonight,
Hi, David.
the students of Monroe Junior Senior High School, Aaliyah Garrett, 7th grade.
Be happy, see other people happy, and acknowledge that they're happy.
Daisy Herrera, also in the 7th grade.
You never know how long that person's going to be there for you, so just take the opportunity.
And junior Addie McSwain.
A little bit of love and kindness can go a really long way in making someone else's day and yours.
Those moments in the hallway, making our day too.
Thank you.
No, thank you. We love this. Acing the test, making the team, getting the girl, and getting the braces off. That's a lot of good news there. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.